That's it. I'm growing a beard this week.
Thank you. Time back on. That's Ruffcraft, big boy.
Welcome back to Gus and Gawny. Off the top with Gibbo again.
Yep.
Obviously, Gus is here. Hey, Gus.
Hey, Max.
Gibbo's here.
Good to be back.
And what we decided
Stefan's here as well.
Stefan's here. What we decided to do without actually having told you yet is not name our guest for the week.
Right.
So people won't know who we're listening to. It's a mystery guest because it's a grand final week, obviously for us. This is without a doubt the biggest podcast we've ever done. But it's no stretch to say that. So we want to keep it under wraps as long as possible. But I'll be honest, my heart's beating pretty fast. That's news.
There's been some names circulating.
Has been. Gil McLaughlin was thrown around early.
Circulated. Gary Lyon's been circulating. Some people said ScoMo, which was a chance for a little bit.
Yep.
We turned him down.
Yeah, Mark McGowan was keen, the Premier over here. We said no to him.
Birds of Tokyo were going to play halfway through this show.
We said sorry.
So they've chose the grand final.
Let's just pick the grand final instead. But boy, oh boy, we are happy with who we've got. It's going to be a very good podcast. And first of all, we're just going to go straight off with the news. So, Gibbo?
Well, straight off, I got some mail the other day, which was surprising. And in there was a packet of pens. So we've got Gus and Gawny branded pens. Our friends Janet and Chris from No Fuss Marketing, plug for them, decided that your pens weren't doing the job. They're vodcasters.
Oh,
and now you've got your very own.
Another Tier 3 sponsor.
Another Tier 3 sponsor. So if we get that on the camera.
What was the company
Gus and
called?
Gawny. No Fuss Marketing down in Ballarat.
Fuss Marketing.
Tier 3.
So we're just letting anyone.
It's as simple as that. Send free stuff and you're on the sponsor.
Well, we were going in. There was one bloke who messaged us who was a honey salesman and said, I'd give you a kilo of honey. And I said, I didn't reply. There's 100, 100. There's a few. And I didn't accept. So, Gibbo, what you're saying is you are the one to go to for all sponsorship.
Potentially. It is
potentially. There's no potential here. I'm actually holding a pen.
Well, it's a good product.
Speaking of mail, I also got fan mail during the week that I put on my Instagram story. Not sure if you're across the socials.
Saw it. No, I should be. I'm a social guy.
Port Adelaide
spread
fan,
far and wide.
A Port Adelaide fan decided to send me a letter pre their result in the preliminary final, and I thought it was very, very funny. And I thought maybe I'll put it on my Insta story just to show my followers something humorous, and it blew up. It actually got a lot of traction, and then Port supporters started having a go at me, which was quite. What
was the basis for their?
They don't have many legs to stand on at the best of times, and they didn't have one at this time. So.
Yeah. Well, any Port supporters listening, you've missed the mark there.
I get booed when I go there already, so I can't get.
We all get booed.
You got some more fan mail?
I just got some fan mail from Jace Lever. Interesting that he knows how to send Australia Post to WA.
Impressive. We'll see a couple of
18 months, would you say?
Yeah,
about the age?
1 or 2.
Go D's with number 11. None for Gus.
Yeah, it's okay. No. I didn't feel the need to bring mine and show it off. I'm well stocked on the fan mail. Danielle sent me a little finger painting as well. So
I haven't listened to a word you've said for the last.
That's all right. I know, and we're gonna have to cut this off the podcast so that people don't get.
Just sit in the corner and be quiet.
Okay. So news. What else have you got in terms of?
Wanted to go with the Brownlow to start with, so it was a good night on Monday night.
For who?
For me personally, I made my debut at the Brownlow, but. Yep. 4 blokes over 30 votes for the first time in history. It's becoming a very high count. Midfielder award, what are your thoughts?
2 things I want to talk about the Brownlow. One, did you congratulate Clary?
First thing I welcomed him into the top 3 club, which was good. I also didn't go out of solidarity with the Wingers Club because it's a goddamn travesty. Yep. Every year we get overlooked. McCluggage, but he should have won the whole thing as far as I'm concerned. Or Ed Langdon. Ed Langdon didn't poll a single vote. And I don't know how...
27-2 1 week.
27-2. He's won games off his own boot. He holds lanes better than anyone, and no recognition.
Umpire doesn't see the lanes.
No recognition.
Yep.
Anyway,
and my second thing I want to run with that night is the conspiracy that I built up in my own head.
Go on.
All 4 award winners were in the crowd.
Oh, we should mention.
So we had a massive Jack Riewoldt push, and for mine, Jack Riewoldt was winning. That's Mark of the Millennium. But Shai Bolton was in the room, so he wins.
Well, why was Shai Bolton in the room and not?
Travis Boak won the Jim Steins Award. Not saying he shouldn't have, but he was in the room. Sarong was in the room, and Ollie Wines was in the room.
And do you think that's a coincidence that they're there, or do you reckon
Better
they know
TV.
who win the awards and then they go and get those blokes and bring them to the room?
Well, Better TV interviewing people that are in the room.
Well, hey, there's the AFL. There's a conspiracy on...
There's a conspiracy. But they all deserved it.
Not Shai Bolton.
But Jack Riewoldt should have been Mark of the Year.
We all know Millennium, anyway.
Although that was a good interview, Shai Bolton and Nick Naitanui. What else you got?
Well, the big news is that the jumpers have officially been stamped. We were out there today. West Coast did us a favour with their shop, so the logo is on. It is looking good. There's also the umpires have been named for this week. I thought we'd give them a plug because it's a tough job. Potentially some listeners out there might want to become umpires one day, and we need them for the game to tick along. So Jacob Mollison on debut, Matt Stevick and Brett Rosebery in grand final number 8. So that's a good
Brett Rosebery got it.
Huge result.
How much do you look at the way they bounce the ball?
Well, Rosebery's a big bouncer. Stevick, medium. Mollison, that's good to see get a debut in there. There was a few. Nathan Williamson was also up in the air for a debut. I thought Meredith, wow, that's the first grand final I've seen about Meredith for a long time. So Rosebery and Stevick, the two older fellas. Great umpires.
Yeah.
Really
look, when I saw that list, and I thought, boy, that's appropriate.
That's a great batch of umpires.
They're by far and away the best. So
Once again, our media manager has walked in
late.
It's
only the biggest day of the year, so anyway.
I want to bring up some news-related stuff with your mate Caroline Wilson.
Sure.
Did you catch up?
I've never met her, to be honest.
Never met her. No. I just thought you'd all be friends. What came across
I'm on
my
your
desk,
team, Max. I'm on your team.
What came across my desk was the Melbourne Football Club have launched a 9 p.m. curfew, must be home, strict rules, and apparently it's not a good thing. I thought I'd share my view on what it is.
So Caro's on the curfews are bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we gave a recommended time to be home. Okay. The word curfew wasn't used. A recommended time to be home. And I just don't why would you want to be out grand final week at 10:30 p.m? Like, why are we getting in trouble for this?
I don't know. It certainly isn't communist Russia that we're living in, and that's certainly worth pointing out.
I really wanted this part to stay in, and I feel like it may be cut, but
we got the nod.
Everything's getting through. 10 grams, 1 gram gets through. That gets through.
Exactly. So look, Caro, you're off the mark.
You're off the mark, Caro.
But she's in the opinion piece business, so you know she's going to have hits and misses.
We've got two 19-year-old Perth boys who they're home at 7 p.m. They don't even want to be out, so that's what they tell me.
Yeah, well, hey, who knows? That's
anything else?
News.
I just wanted to mention I had a few questions. I had a few questions in recent weeks. Who's Disco? So Disco gets spoken a lot about.
What is his first name?
Daniel.
Daniel. There you go.
Daniel Turner, young mid-season draftee. He would be good value on a podcast. He's been great value.
Yeah, well, his name got bandied around, but we had to say, sorry, Disco, back to the line, mate, because as we alluded to earlier, we've got a big guest on. I'm anxious to get to him, Gibbo. So is there any?
Go ahead.
Is there any other news?
Throw to a break.
We'll throw to a break.
We're going to throw to a break.
A quick early break. We'll resettle. We'll thank our sponsors.
I'm going to have to take a few deep breaths, maybe hyperventilate into a bag or something, just to get my heart rate down.
Hopefully people stick around after the news because often it just drops off. But
okay, well, let's go to that break and let's find out.
Thanks to our co-principal partner and podcast sponsor, Zurich Insurance. For over 100 years, they've been insuring the people and things you truly love. And just like you, they truly love footy and they truly love the D's.
Welcome back after that short break. We're settled. We're calm.
I'm back.
We've got to quickly thank our sponsors.
So exciting announcement.
Yeah, we've got a platinum sponsor.
Platinum tier sponsor. Zurich have, after a year of aggressive, support of us, they've been out and financially behind us.
They want to be in their own category.
And they've deserved it. They've deserved it. The T-shirts, the Keep Cups, things of that nature. I'm wearing the T-shirt now.
We have a platinum sponsor in Zurich. Thanks to everyone at Zurich and anyone in the need for insurance.
Go straight to them. Tier ones.
Tier ones, Fat Nut Customs, Oliver Lock, Bailey Fritz Electrical.
Cabin off the back of last week. We've actually got a new tier one sponsor, and that is Levin Medicinal Marijuana.
Yep,
so that's that's exciting. The 10 for 1. You
buy 10, get 1
of medicinal marijuana. That's pretty good. And also, we're excited to announce that Langdon and Coffee Merchants are now a tier 1er. So big round of applause. They have given us, and be careful to get in quickly before this all runs out. If you buy 30 metric tons, and this is green lit by the corporate high ups there, the fat cats, 30 metric tons, you get 1% off your 31st ton. That's a guaranteed. And this is a multinational corporation with wide spanning operations. So that's a priceless bit of business.
Before we get to our guests, we've got to do our tier 2 and tier 3 fortnightly.
Barbie Onions, East End.
And then the tier 3s, Squash, Clutch & Co, Bega Fasteners, Zuz Group, Ben Gibson, Weebley.
And obviously no rival sporting or lifestyle apparel brands.
And now No Fuss Marketing.
No Fuss Marketing as well. The pens have snuck in, so congratulations.
Over to you.
This is big. So our guest this week, we have purposely kept it off the run sheet so no one knows. And boy, it makes me really genuinely happy to have on our guest for this week, Edward Langdon. Positively is himself has joined us on the podcast. Ed Langdon, welcome.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Is it?
Would you say I'm the most reluctant guest you've had so far?
We
Yeah.
obviously send a lot of invites out to different people.
Who just flat out reject him, which I guess is what you've done for going on 2
I
years.
always gave you a glimmer of hope though with the Attica deal.
We'll get in there. Don't worry, mate. That's going to come up. That's going to come up.
Attica Gate is on the
Attica Gate's going to come up.
Gate is on
Wow.
the, is on
But
the-
you're here now, so how is it? How are you feeling?
I've just noticed I never thought I'd have my name on a pen.
You're going to get yourself a pen as well. So that's
I get to take one
That's
home?
that'll go in the tote bag. So positively is little pen you get there. But thanks for coming on. How are you feeling? Are you nervous? Are you excited or
Excited.
excited?
Well, what we were thinking is we'd start from the start, and our view of the start is when you two met, because that seems to
I
be
don't-
well, the grey area seems to be when I met Ed compared to when he met Ed.
There's some discrepancies. And I
So-
feel like that's something that, look, we want to do this justice.
Look,
We
I know where
realise
this is going.
No. Look, this is
We're
going to be a
all
friendly
positive.
conversation. It's going to be it's going to be positive. So we met Sun. If I refer to those listeners at home, if I refer to you as Sun, that's your nickname.
How do we
It's his
spell?
new nickname.
TSUN,
Yeah.
Sun,
Sun.
or Ling, or Tsun Ling, or anything like that. That'll be. So forgive me for doing that. But we met in Sandy Dragons, which was 2012, 2013, I reckon.
2012.
So good year. This is a 10-year. It was a 10-year friendship of ours, and I was going through some of our messages, and I'll send some stuff out for the people to see. But we had I could only describe as a really loving friendship at the time. So 2 years, Sandy Dragons. You went to Melbourne Grammar, so we played against each other a little bit, and then you get drafted by Freo.
Yep.
You go to Freo.
Correct.
So, you go to Freo, picked 30, what were you? 54. And you spend how many years there?
5.
5 years. And then you come back, and I think it's fair to say, it wouldn't be an overstep to say that a few things changed by the time you get back.
Well, 5 years is a long time.
So let's talk about, let's talk. So first of all, you can comment on our relationship if you want, which, I've got some, we were lovey-dovey, as you can,
Back
remember.
in 16 days.
Yeah.
Were you friends at Dragons?
At Dragons,
Yeah.
Gus sort of had a bit of a click.
Yeah, right.
Gus was in. But at Metro, I certainly wasn't friends with Track.
Or Lever.
Rick Lever.
Or Rick
for that
Lever.
matter.
Rick Lever wasn't your cup of tea from Romsey?
No, I don't think he said a word to me.
Yeah.
Who else was there?
We had,
To be honest, I'm not sure I had many friends at Dragons.
we were mates though. I've got,
Well, yeah.
yeah, it was friendly as,
As friendly as you could be.
Have you got a photo together? Like Truck and Oliver have that
Yeah,
photo?
we had a photo together.
Do we?
Yeah. The Sandy Dragons
Leadership
contingent
group.
was a strong. Yeah,
Oh, we've got a leadership group.
You're in the leadership group.
I know, how weird's that?
Well, you're in the second group here.
Cultural architects.
Cultural architects.
Yeah.
great name.
Yeah, great name.
So you get drafted, you go to Freo. You move into the Freo sort of area straight away. Is that how it went? Or
Moved in with Lockie Neal
yeah, okay,
initially,
yep.
which was close to Freo. Then host family for a few months, and then pretty much Freo for the rest of it.
And would it be a accurate or inaccurate correlation Fitzroy to Freo? Sort of, is that what you'd say?
Wouldn't say they're overly similar.
Really? No. So I went there and I went to a cafe with Andrew after the prelim and got a 5-minute spiel about how all their product, they grow their own bread at this cafe. It's like
They grow it?
Yeah, grow their own bread. They like
Well, off trees.
sustainable wheat, and they bake it and all the rest of it. And all their meats they don't use any second-use plastic. I get the sense a bit like Fitzroy in that sense. And look, you've come back and moved to Fitzroy. You've come out with you've grown your hair out. You used to have a crew cut, I think.
Yep, short back and sides.
Short back and sides.
You've
like-
got to get to the chase here.
Not too
Melbourne
dissimilar to
Mary.
what you're rocking at the moment.
Yeah, well, we used to be very similar. So you come back and you move into Fitzroy and the prodigal son returns, and that's when you meet him. So describe the Ed you've met.
Well, I've just described an Ed that you. So I've met an Ed that you have a different view on. Like I've met Ed and I've gone, this guy's.
Our first interaction over text probably didn't.
Yeah, I was talking to Gus about that before. I sent Langers a text welcome to the club, mate. Obviously, I wasn't captain yet, but I was in the leadership group, 3 Australians probably by then. But and I said, welcome to the club. The first of 4 you boys come back tomorrow. I'm probably going to pop down for a training session. If you're there, it would be great to see you. Anyway, cheers, Max Gorn. He's replied the next day at 1:30 a.m. So that's 1:30 a.m. before the day I said I might see him at training. So I presumed he wasn't coming.
Well,
and
in
he said,
fairness, I think I was in Istanbul all the time.
Oh, that would explain the time difference.
he said, hey, Max, yeah, sorry, I won't be there. Cheers. See you when I see you.
Interesting.
So I knew,
don't know that.
I knew what I was getting into early on
Yeah.
with Ed. But what really cooked Ed, so you, correct me if I'm wrong, you wanted to be this guy who sat one out, one back. Just like sit back, watch, play some footy, do your thing on the wing. But then COVID hit.
Yep.
And then we got put in the hateful eight, I like to call it, the midfield eight.
Yeah.
And we were in our small training groups. And then you became our sort of poster boy. And things started going away from you there. It started getting away from you.
The narrative started to change.
Yeah, look, the hub certainly didn't help my plan on
Not seeing your teammates so much.
on how I was going to go about it. But I still have nightmares about those bus trips in Maroochydore.
So what
do you want to talk about the hateful eight? So the hateful eight, I mean, it's us two, Petraka, Oliver, Harms, Viney.
Langdon, that's 7.
And I'm missing one. Who would have been?
Sparrow, maybe?
Well, Tomlinson.
Oh, Tomlinson was a winger, yeah. He was
Could be
amongst
Tomlinson.
it.
Yeah. So you go on. So that bus. Let's talk about that bus because...
Okay, so in short, the bus from Twin Waters Resort to Maroochydore Oval is probably,
couldn't be more than a 5-minute drive.
4 to 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Not long. And somehow they were, the worst 4 to 5 minutes of the day, every day for 3 months.
So I heard a rumour... yeah.
Oh,
geez.
Max, don't sit here and tell me you enjoyed those bus rides.
Oh, they weren't great.
They were horrific.
Just remember, like, Track hadn't done his full grown-up thing yet. Now he's grown up. Like, this is pre-grown-up
It was
Track.
bad.
And then you add Clayton and Angus. Angus is
Angus
best
duo.
in that group.
Oh, I love it. I feed off their energy, and I've got gears. I can go to different social gears. And when I was on that bus, I was in top gear, slamming foot down on the pedal.
Terrible gag we had that whole trip.
It was one where it was like, it's very much a be there joke where it's like, let's go get a coffee. Someone would say no.
All right.
Like that. So
Back to Freo,
yeah,
if I can.
Please.
Why do you hate Ross Lyon?
and his name.
Good Ropes for me. I can't mention his name. It's not the Voldemort rule.
Have you been banned? Have you got a restraining order?
It's the Voldemort rule. I can't mention his name.
Can you
Can't
talk
mention his
about
name.
how Nath Fyfe was his best mate? Is that why you grew your hair out? That's what I'm sort of.
Can we tell this story?
Which,
Yeah, Fifey won't be lilistening.
yeah, I'm happy to say.
So Fifey.
I'd love to hear Ed tell it.
Yeah, I'd love to hear your relationship with Fifey and what he said to you when you said you were getting traded.
I will preface this with I did have a good relationship with that.
Yeah.
Well, clearly, once you hear the story, you won't be able to draw.
Apparently, you had a good one with Ross, and you couldn't look at him in the eye.
Okay, so the story goes, had requested a trade back to Melbourne. I think we were at the best and fairest. I think he won, his 5th or 6th or whatever.
Yep.
Whatever it was at that stage.
You were 3rd, weren't you?
No.
Sorry, your story.
4th or 5th. I can't remember.
I bet you can remember. Go on.
Just hold yourself.
We had the formalities, and then I think we went out afterwards to a bar or whatever. And I think Nathan had just won the Brownlow.
Yeah.
Did you win the Brownlow? 2 years
Probably.
ago?
Let's say yes.
I think he did. Went up to him, congratulated him, said thank you for the last 5 years, captain. I learned a lot from him.
Is he the hair inspiration?
He's not the hair inspiration.
Okay, continue.
No. And I don't know how it came about. A few beers had been had.
Sure.
I'm not sure Fifey, I'm sure if he could go back, he would probably change what he said.
Yeah.
He said to me, look, we'll catch up. We'll catch up when I'm in Melbourne. Our relationship's probably not a catch up every time sort of relationship. It's sort of every 5th or 6th time I'm back, we'll catch up.
And how's his strike rate?
I've said this story to Max, in passing one day over a few beers, and he's not let me forget it.
Oh, the whole club knows now.
How's the strike rate?
I don't know how many times Sparky's been back in Melbourne, but I'll hazard a guess it's been more than 6, and I haven't received a message yet. So I'm sitting by the phone. I've been in 4 times this week, and I haven't got a message.
My next question. Okay,
Brilliant. What are your impressions about? So now you obviously choose Melbourne, you get traded. You've had a couple of years with us now. Are you in love with the group? I know you've got a few favourites that we might talk about a bit later. But what are your thoughts on our group that we've got going?
No, it's really good. It's a completely different list profile to what Freo had.
Yeah.
Just for whatever reason, the personalities we have, and it's been great.
Have you enjoyed yourself?
I have. I do pride myself on being able to have a relationship with first or second year player as I can with, the Nathan Jones.
Yep.
We just have a rival podcast over in Freo. We just want to know if you can give some insights on what they're actually like.
Rival's a bit of because that implies that we're somewhere around
the young buck and the old fella.
Something about farm, like an old farm,
yeah,
old
farm animals or something.
Farm animals.
Well, I did get a coffee with Griffin Logue a couple of days ago, and I don't think it's much of a just purely going off guests they've had on.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Have they had you?
No.
Okay.
I haven't been asked either.
Well, there you go. That's their first mistake. So we've gone through last year. We're talking about this year because this is, let's be honest, been a huge year for us, you and me, for you, the player, for us, the podcast. Like, it's been a big year. The team as well. Let's not forget the team. It starts for me and you at Wingers Club. I think that's where
part of a few clubs, and Wingers
Club must be the crown jewel in your club membership sort of crown. Talk me through the Wingers Club. You're obviously the president. You're the president. Let the people know.
You are the founding member. I don't think I had heard about the Wingers Club until at least post-buy.
Well, I heard you were the one that gave everyone a title, so you gave Sauce the apprentice.
The paid intern. Vanders was the disgruntled employee.
No, I came up with that one. Vanders is the disgruntled employee.
Yeah.
So have you been loving So I love my membership, and it's a real piece of pride for me.
What role do you have?
I think I'm the treasurer or something, event manager, social media ops manager. I'm loving it though. I love playing on the wing with you and the other club members.
Do you actually love playing the wing?
I think we have a good little thing going, Ed. Don't you? That's what I.
Would you like it if Ed wasn't the other wingman?
I don't know. I don't know if I would, but you're always out there. I feel like we're always communicating and waving. We sometimes wave at each other.
Do my idiosyncrasies annoy you on a wing?
Your idiosyncrasies are...
I always go to the far wing.
No, they don't. They make the... So did you notice that?
I just don't know what idiosyncrasy is.
Yeah, so dumb it down. Habits that you have to do.
Yeah, just like little things I do.
Yeah. Do they annoy you?
No, they don't. They actually work for me. I think that's why I think we work well too, and that's why I like playing with you, because he never comes off, and I'm just not as fit as he is, so I have to come off a bit more. And so he goes on the far wing away from the bench. I never have to go out there. Really.
Yeah. Your MCC side, which is great.
Yeah, I mean, it works for me as well. But I'm loving it. So you're not a fan of the Wingers Club? You're gonna break my heart.
No, I'm a fan. I don't like the title.
Well, you're the president.
Could have got a bit more creative than.
Okay, well, what would you? You're the president, mate. You can rename it.
Well, on the spot, I don't have anything, but...
Okay, well, get back to it.
Yeah,
Ab Club, though. Ab Club, you must love Ab Club.
You're the founder of Ab Club.
I am the founder of Ab Club.
So talk us through that one. Because
I'm the only member of Ab Club.
Well, you get people that come along.
Well, Clayton comes when he doesn't have sore groins or sore shoulders or something.
So what's the Ab Club for the people at home?
Clayton's fit and healthy for this week.
Clayton is, he's incredible, Nick. Well, no, the Ab Club was, because I'm so efficient with my gym sessions.
Yeah.
That's not a joke. I am incredibly efficient.
Good choice of words.
Oh, it's the truth.
That's the truth.
And Gawny is a close second.
I'm quite efficient as well.
Gawny's very efficient.
I reckon tied first.
Well, you get the James Harmses of the world who, just tore the leg off a chair.
Yeah.
I would hate to know how long he takes to do it. But anyway, I just get in, don't say much, do my session.
Yep.
And we have, scheduled an hour.
Yep.
Probably get it done in, I did 13 minutes the other day.
Did you?
It was remarkable.
47 minutes of abs.
And then you do that. So Ab Club's what's coming.
And then, because, otherwise, especially when we're at Casey, I'm sitting in a 4-degree temperature-wise locker room.
Yeah.
That's not much fun. So then I just end up, maybe let's just do 10 minutes of abs.
Yep. And it works. So obviously good for your footy. You're a boulderer, for those who don't know. I think we brought that up. So talk us through where you, because wouldn't know the first thing about how to begin bouldering. What's the genesis of it? How often do you do it?
You famously turned down
golf with Andrew Brayshaw to go bouldering. So you're a bouldering enthusiast.
Well, in fairness to myself, Andrew's given me about 37 minutes notice to go from Fitzroy down to Royal Melbourne, which everyone knows takes over an hour.
Has he replied to you yet? Are you on talking terms with him?
I've reached out. I've reached out and I haven't heard much.
I might have to mediate.
Okay.
Anyway, so you're bouldering. Yeah.
Okay. It's relatively new.
On the scene?
Oh, for me?
Yeah.
I think it's been around for a while.
No, for you. Yeah, I'm talking for you here.
Yeah, for me. I don't know when it was. I've got a mate in Melbourne who recently moved back. He was living overseas. He's a DJ.
Yep.
COVID's brought him back, which is, great relationship.
Stafford Brothers.
Yeah, Swedish House Mafia.
They're back.
Greatest night of your life. Which, by the way, for those who don't know,
I should have said that.
the greatest night of Ed Langdon's life, Swedish House Mafia. Anyway, go on, as you were. Please continue.
Anyway, he moved back. Great personal relationship, but he was into bouldering. I didn't really know much about it. Great thing about North Side Melbourne is there's a lot of bouldering gyms.
Oh, there you go.
So, any bouldering gyms Bayside?
No, I don't think so.
No, okay. Anyway, so he asked me to come one day. I said, sure, I'll come, and got hooked.
Yeah, right.
So
it's
that's
rock climbing without a
horizontal.
harness. Rock climbing without a harness.
Yeah.
horizontal.
So, it's probably like 3 metres max at the top.
Yep.
Different roads, different difficulties. Cafe in there, they pump tunes, bit of a vibe.
What are you up to in terms of levels?
Well, each gym is sort of its own grading.
Sure.
But I'd say, medium.
I've seen, and
moderate.
correct me if I'm wrong here, it's a physical, very physical. You've come in a few times with like scratches and stuff on your knee, so it's a bit of a fit. And you have the you have the shoes, the grippy, specialized shoes and stuff. So it's a legit thing.
Yeah. I've seen a couple of my mates have. I was gymming with a mate the other day, and he fully opened up his leg.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Burjo told you you're not allowed to do it within 3 days of the game.
Yeah.
Is that right?
We found a good middle ground.
Yeah.
I think he didn't want me to do it at all.
Yeah.
But I got him to do it. Agreement was I won't do it morning of the game.
Morning of the game?
Yeah.
Jeez, your negotiation skills are better than his.
Yeah, very good. Very good.
What's your take on positive lingers?
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
Well,
I don't love it.
It's positive, entirely positive. So what don't you like about it?
There's no negative connotation to it at all.
There used to be. We used to. Let's be honest, Max. I think we've come a
Early
long way.
on, your idiosyncrasies.
Idiosyncrasies. We used to laugh at you. A few things you did.
You used to laugh at me.
Yeah, we used to laugh at you.
And we're not proud of what the podcast used to be.
And we got the feedback, and you'd be happy to know we've changed.
Yeah.
And our rebrand, you were honestly the face of our rebrand, the Positive Lingers. That was our.
So what did happen? Was it the captain's run or the captain's log or something? And then Gus wanted his name in the letterhead.
We don't like to talk
they
about
got
it.
Rick Lever in week 2, and then it just went into a nosedive, and they said we need to put it on life support, and then I came back.
Okay.
Don't know where that came from. It's a bit off topic, Lingers. We're talking about the
sorry.
positive.
He's thrown it back at us, which I kind of like his tactic. But
I don't mind. Look, it's failed. So positive Lingers. Your mother famously, by the way, called it Happy E.
which is great.
So let's talk through it, because you could talk about the t-shirts. You want to talk about the keep cups.
Well, I did have a few issues with the keep cups and the t-shirts.
What are your issues with them?
Well, the t-shirt. Could you have designed a less creative t-shirt? I don't think it's possible.
Well, so what would you have done? Like a bit of face stuff? Look, here's the thing. If we used your likeliness, we would probably have had to pay you something.
Which is not what we wanted to do, because we wanted to give the money to charity.
That was always our intention.
Wasn't that my idea?
It was brainstormed amongst all of us, I think.
brainstorm.
And the hashtag, which you would now know because you're back on social media, we felt like it was simple, catchy. You must have noticed that it's been catching on, has been gaining momentum.
Pretty much every Melbourne FC post has some sort of
I think it's on
positive
the, we can all agree it's on the decline now.
Well,
I'm thinking within a few months it's
You've put
done.
rocket fuel
It's dead.
on the Positive Lingers fire today by coming on here.
Yeah. It'll be a little spike, a little blip.
And we and we've been walking off. You corroborate this story. Walking off after a game next to each other, and blokes.
Do you go to him?
No,
Because he
what
gets
do
a lot
you
of
think?
photos
Do you
of
reckon
you.
I go to him?
It was about 3 weeks in a row.
I actively try and avoid him.
Well, then how? 3 weeks in a row, we just ended up next to each other.
mean
What are you
how?
talking about, mate? It was spooky. And I'll tell you what else.
Practically put me in a headlock to walk off the ground.
You put I swear you go to Mallory Smith every week and say put me in the same row as because we are always flying.
You
in the same
actually
row.
have done that,
I
haven't
swear to God I haven't. I don't know.
Our last names aren't even together, so
Yeah,
I
that
don't know
makes no
how
sense.
that works.
Same
Yeah, but-
height.
Yeah, what's the same position? Maybe they do it positionally.
Or do they do a position?
Yeah,
Well,
the tall guys.
the
also
tall
go
guys
front.
go at the front.
Yeah, okay, that's a bad example.
So if you had your choice, you would disband.
Sit away from you on the plane?
No.
Yes.
Forget that. We are actually.
We're back to the hashtag, aren't we?
Yeah, we're going back to the hashtag. We have a respectful playing relationship. I'm very thankful for that. But
You'd like to get rid of it.
Nah, that's
The hashtag?
The hashtag, positive lingers.
Yep.
Okay.
Even though we think it correlates strongly with your on-field performance.
Because here we go. You have had a great year individually, haven't you? Well, I think so. And you heard me talk about the Brownlow conspiracy. It's a goddamn farce. But you have had a really good year.
There was no hashtag positive lingers when you're getting chased down by Billy Stretch on the wing.
No.
Well, I was getting chased.
Yeah, didn't Billy Stretch tackle you first
Oh, no.
first contest?
I'm not slagging off Bill Stretch.
Okay.
That's a smart move.
We've got nothing
Smart
against
move.
the block.
So you've had a good year, from our
Yeah.
perspective. And, I mean, besides the podcast, we obviously like to attribute it to the positive momentum we've put behind you. But have
The
you-
fans love
fan
you.
momentum. The fans love you. You're a fan favourite. Is there anything else that you've done? I mean, you're the fittest person I think that's ever walked on to a footy field. Just
Would you
about.
rather Happy E? Because we're
We can change to Happy E if you want.
Yeah, sure, let's do it.
okay, Happy E.
Happy E. It's Happy E.
New
now.
T-shirts.
Could be
New
a new t-shirt.
t-shirts.
But you've had a
These
good year.
pens are redundant now. Throw them out.
No fast marketing have done a great job. We just got to change the pen to hashtag Happy E.
It's okay. We can make that do.
That's exciting.
So talk about you because I want to hear about your journey throughout the trials and tribulations of what's been difficult for the wingers. And
Like
for-
playing here?
Yeah. What do you? How's
Why's it been difficult for the wingers?
Well, because as you saw,
yes.
the disrespect that has been, he 27.
He doesn't play for accolades.
Yeah, but the disrespect, a very under-respected position, I think.
You're happy
Yeah.
to do your thing without Robbo
absolutely.
and Jared
I think
saying.
I do agree. It probably is undervalued, but
Yeah.
as long as it's valued within the team, I mean, I don't think.
And you're a valued team member.
So I'm not probably going.
You've
So go on.
You've got
Anti
different
wingers
views on
fault.
this.
Well,
He wants the Brownlow for a winger, and you're just happy.
I'm
getting your
very
name
much
up.
happy doing my thing.
Yeah.
If it is, for the team.
I'll
Yeah.
get Sauce and Vanders and Fraser Rossman's take and
Vanders.
James Jordan and
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
see what all their thoughts
If
are.
the players and the coaches are happy with, what we're doing, then
Can we bring this up?
Sure.
Keep Cupgate.
Yeah, keep Cupgate.
oh, it's funny you do. I would love for you to bring this up.
So
Go on.
We're not saying we have information. No, we're
do
not
you have
saying
it
that.
in this?
I-
No, we're not saying we have information. But if we did have information,
I thought the deal was if I came on, I got it.
So-
I thought there was going to be a big presentation.
There's
to
gonna
be honest.
be-
I was going to walk out after you presented it to me.
So Ed Langdon, and
You
it's
do
weird.
have it, don't you?
It's weird because it's sort of my understanding of keep cups. You've got about 20 of them.
No.
Defeats the purpose of having keep cups, but one of them got lost, and of course
One of them was stolen.
okay. You've lost. So one's been stolen, one's been lost. I at the time gave you my word I didn't have it.
it's shattering. We were putting post-its on lamp posts and
Help us find it. So you haven't found it. We
It's
have
a big conspiracy, and to be honest, I've got a few suspects.
Go on. Let's air it out. We've got a
Okay.
big.
Initially, Jake Tracy was a huge suspect.
Wow.
who's our property steward.
He's a property steward.
That's a-
And he's an unbelievably nice guy.
Yeah, silent assassin. That
But
would
I
be.
asked him a few times, and he's smirking. And in fairness to him, I had left it behind at Gosh's like 4 times, and he
Okay.
had to go get it for me.
Yeah.
Oh. So
Yeah.
motive. There's his motive.
Props to Jake.
Jake Tracy.
Okay.
Put
So
it down. But
go on.
then I thought, I've sat down with Jake and said, "Do you honestly have it?" And he said, "No, I don't."
You sat him down.
I sat him down.
Yeah.
Well, then
So okay, it's not Jake. Then who's number 2 suspect?
Aaron Vandenberg.
Okay.
Motive.
Motive would be, you know how we always say, some men just want to watch the world burn.
Yes.
I think it's a Batman quote, isn't it? Aaron is a master of anarchy. That's all he wants. So that's his motive.
That couldn't have been described better.
Agreed though. That is.
Oh, mate, I think that's a
And
brilliant.
you were cold with Jake Tracy, and you're a lot warmer with Aaron.
So you've gone.
It is Aaron.
I know. I said you're a lot warmer.
Certainly, it's just not Jake. So are you still on Vanders? Is he your prime suspect?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, he thinks tea nights are just a social catch-up.
Okay. And you have tea nights with Vanders is a whole different thing. But surely Hunty had to be
Yep.
a prime
Absolutely.
a suspect.
Yep.
So
Without a
motive,
doubt.
he almost falls into the anarchist basket.
Well, what we're
Yeah.
going to do as a podcast for you coming on is we're going to help you find it.
Well, you guys know where it is.
I must have been a suspect at some point as well.
You are still a massive suspect.
I swore at the time. I still can swear. I honestly don't have it. You got recently back on social media, and so welcome back.
Congratulations. Well done.
Thank
welcome
you.
back.
Yeah, it's good to be
I
back.
understand. Tell the people why, because it was a long exodus, and you've come back for the coffee dream. Was my understanding.
Yeah. There's a few.
Moving parts.
Yeah, there's a few moving parts here.
Tell us about
what
Langdon
are they?
Coffee Merchants.
No, I want to hear about social. I just asked a question about his social media. So
Sorry, I thought he answered it with Langdon Coffee Merchants, did he not?
No, that's sort of another coffee
Okay,
thing.
tell us about social media.
So, as you know, I had my other Instagram page, which you
Eddie's film
vlogged last year.
that got absolute cane.
I had a few too many
How many
follower
requests did you
requests. Yeah, too many. Too many. So that is, that is not a piss take.
Yeah,
It
that's
is
legit.
where I
That's a
post
genuine
lot of
hobby.
my
Yep.
You do love
photos.
taking film.
I do, yeah. Develop it at home as well.
Yep.
Little darkroom set up. Big hobby. So I have that page, which I use.
And we abuse that and we apologise. And that was part of
And
the-
that is why neither of you were accepted to follow the page.
Sorry,
part of
stop right there because there is no way we were so far off being accepted long before.
There's a few MFC players who are right.
I could be.
I do feel like if I wasn't involved with you,
that's not
I
true.
might have got
Yeah.
a backdoor.
I swear I could be the Van Gogh of developing film, and I would not have got a look in there. There's no way I was on that line.
This podcast had a chance to go ahead 6 months ago if Ed said without you, he would do one.
Did I say that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, so you got the Eddie's film. That's going. That's is
Shut
that still
down
ticking
quick,
along?
smart.
Is that still ticking along?
Yeah, that's still ticking along.
Have you brought your film camera here?
I've got my camera, yep.
Okay, sick.
Yep.
And
Picked up some film today, actually.
there you go. And the other page, obviously, your main social,
Main social page, yep.
which is back up and going.
Back up and going.
So
Yeah.
why'd you decide to bring that one back?
Don't get me wrong, I'm certainly not an anti-social media.
It's a useful tool in some.
Very useful tool. I just thought, I had a few years where I wasn't super interested in it for whatever reason. But then, as we sort of mentioned, it is a really good tool to show a part of your life to other people that, otherwise wouldn't see it. And I'm inherently a very private person.
Yep.
So I don't use it a lot. In saying that, it is a valuable tool. And I will, I intend to develop that product.
Use it a bit more. We absolutely jet fueled your return. I think you came back with 8,500 followers. And then because we would build it up, and when you return, we pumped you up. I think you're over the 10,000 mark now. Is that correct?
Yep.
And I'm blocked. So let's talk. Let's just there.
I always forget that I've blocked you, but it gives me a great kick.
Why
that
did
I
you
have.
block him?
Are you kidding?
So I commented.
What? You want to be tagged in 400,000 things?
Oh, so that blocks the tags.
Yeah, he can't even search.
Okay, so you can't.
Yeah, I can't search you, but I'm sure get tagged in a lot of stuff still.
Yeah, it would be half what it was
You reckon?
when you were.
Gee whiz. Because there was 300 comments on that first photo back about positive lingers related stuff.
Yep. Were you blocked at that stage?
no.
I think that's why I did block you.
Could have been. It's not my
That
fault.
was the catalyst.
Why didn't you block him?
Well, I didn't comment anything.
Oh, well, yes, he did. You did comment on his photo.
Nice photo or something.
Yeah, nice caption or something like
Oh,
that.
well, that's just a nice comment.
I said, welcome back or something friendly.
Hi Ed, how are you? Or something like that.
Yeah.
That's all I did.
Anyway, so there's no chance I'm going to get a follow back. And
Well, I think I'll still follow you. I'm not sure how that works.
can you
I'll still follow
unblock me,
him if I
please?
block
Can we I'm extending an olive branch. I swear I won't comment on anything else. Can we get
Yeah, look, I'll get to off season. I'll
See how we're
sit
feeling.
down for a few weeks
Okay.
and
I'm trying to quick fire a couple at you.
Yep.
It's quick fire. It's the quick fire segment.
Okay.
So get ready for this.
I'm not very good at these, so I usually
all right.
like to think about it.
You left Fremantle potentially because you were homesick. That's obviously more reasons. Potentially, are you still homesick in Fitzroy?
Nah, because South Yarra is only 10 minutes down Punt Road.
Okay, beautiful.
Yeah. Where will your kids go to school? Fitzroy College or Melbourne Grammar?
Fitzroy Sec.
Fitzroy Sec?
Why did you never want book club to work?
I was the biggest advocate for
That
book
is
club.
not true.
What do you mean? I'm going
4,000-page book.
400 pages. That's a standard length book.
You kept delaying. I don't have a problem with the book length, but you did keep delaying.
I did not.
You
keep
were
delaying.
a big delayer.
I kept it going, so we're going to have our fourth person finish it.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's true. Pick one of the following three names. Tomo, Hunty, Vanders.
I'm going to go Tomo.
Wow.
Interesting.
That's big.
Well, are they supposedly my three best mates?
Well, no, obviously I am, but then of the second tier, I'm platinum tier.
Do you still have a natural gas heater?
For your coffee?
For your coffee?
Percolator?
No.
You got rid of it?
Got rid of it.
Sold it on Gumtree.
Oh, well, no, it's in Melbourne. I don't have it here.
Oh, you still own it.
Yeah.
Favourite golf course?
Point Walter.
Whereabouts is that?
I was about him a hole in one.
Oh, of course, naturally. Hey, oh yeah. Well, hang on. Time out on. Welcome to the Hole in One Club, obviously.
Yep.
You hit a hole in one on a par 4.
Correct. Yeah. They've got a plaque.
Witnesses?
Yeah. 4.
So you got a full group of people playing with you.
Good work.
I've got the article in my fridge at home.
You really? How far was the?
292.
Wow. Down breeze, down Winton, downhill.
Down breeze, Tiger lined it though. And
Yeah. Did you see it drop, or did you spend a bit of
No.
time looking like a goose for the ball? Couldn't find it, spewing because you hit it so well in the hole.
naturally.
Or did you go straight to the hole?
I didn't take too long before I.
Had a look in there. Wow.
Are we back on?
Back on.
Yeah, so
How many times have you seen Sticky Fingers live?
0. 0. I have never seen him. I don't even like Sticky Fingers.
What do you mean? The whole jingle's based on your love for Sticky Fingers.
I heard it was, and this
I
is
honestly swear on my life, before Gus started this rant, I don't think I knew a song of theirs.
well, I heard you've seen them live 7 or 8 times. Where would I have heard that from?
Well, ironically enough, I now do quite like them.
Yep.
So I thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Rum Rage is great stuff.
Angus or Andrew Brayshaw?
Angus or Andrew? I'm going to go Andrew.
Interesting.
Go.
Is it true your love for Ziggy Alberts grew when he became far right wing?
False.
Favorite uni subject? Is it microeconomics, high level statistical analysis, or fundamentals of finance?
Certainly not fundamentals of finance.
Yep.
Financial statistics is not an enjoyable unit.
I hated it.
Anything economics related, I'm pretty into.
Majoring in economics.
And just last question before we get into Attica Gate.
Yeah.
Who instigated the one-on-one with Goody, the dinner catch-up?
Which one-on-one?
You went for dinner.
With Simon Goodwin, our head coach.
Oh, it wasn't one-on-one.
Oh, who else was there?
It was me, Vanders, Cozzy and Dogger.
Jeez, I got some bad information there. I got told one-on-one by Goody.
That's bad mail.
One-on-one?
Oh, yeah.
Unless
Why would
I-
he want to sell it as one-on-one?
Because Lingers is his favourite off-field, so maybe
he
wants to get that
didn't
cred.
know Dogger, Cozzy and Vanders were there, Goody. It was just
it was
purely...
Yeah, he didn't give them much.
Okay. Attica Gate. Let's talk Attica Gate. We may as well, because it was broadcast on our channels when the offer came across our desk.
So this is public knowledge.
Yeah, I think that people know that we had an option to get you on the show for a 12 course degustation.
I've already had messages from
It's
people
more
in
than that.
Perth.
I think it's 15 or 16.
I've had messages from people in Perth saying, if you want to get langers on while you're in Perth, I know restaurants similar to Attica.
Okay.
Oh,
That
there's
helps.
nothing similar to Attica.
Well,
You
okay.
give me those people.
You tell those people exactly where to put it. So I'm just interested because from a just like a juxtaposition, so a contradictory position is what I find that you're taking up. The one on one side of the scale, you've got, I mean, you're wearing a corduroy bucket hat. I think that speaks for itself. You've got corduroy bucket Fitzroy Ed over here, who goes bouldering.
There's a corduroy bucket out Fitzroy.
It looks very funky. Look, You're not going to find it in Toorak. I don't think there's many corduroy buckets going around Toorak. Let's put it that way. Is that fair?
The picture you're painting, you'd be happy just to go to a local pub in
which
like Shop Ramen. Let's go to Shop Ramen.
I'd be a big advocate for a local pub on Brunswick Street.
Exactly. So that's
you've chosen Attica.
And then you say, and on the other side is, okay, well, if you want me on, instead of taking me to Shop Ramen in Fitzroy for a meal, and take me to a 12-course degustation. Shop Ramen is brilliant. A 12-course degustation.
Can we use a different example? Because I'm big Shop Ramen.
Shop Ramen's unreal. Instead of taking me for a homegrown flatbread or and coffee from the local at Fitzroy, you've instead chosen as leverage to get on the show. It was 15-course wine pairing Attica, which is about retails for $500+. So I talk like $1,000. So what were you? What are you thinking there?
I was very interested in going Attica because I am a big foodie. Yeah. Do love my food, and my brother had just been really keen to go, and I thought, what better opportunity than to go with two good friends? Yeah. And the club was going to put it on for us. I thought it was a win-win situation.
Look, it's interesting here now, Ed. I didn't hear it come out like that when when it was pitched to us. We actually went about making a booking. I think we have one or had one for mid-October. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we'll be able to get there off the back of all this COVID
I
stuff.
actually did have one as well because I wasn't confident you guys would actually pull through. But then mine got
the COVID stuff. No good.
Last question from me before we're going to throw it open to Ed.
Sure.
Give us anything. Why do you hate Ross Lyon?
No comment.
That's fuel on the fire.
So
that's fuel on the fire.
That does not add any fuel.
Forget the Ross Lyon.
I love Ross Lyon. I'll put it out there. I love him.
Yeah.
There we go.
Great man.
Okay.
So before we throw to you, that was Gawny's. I don't know why you keep taking it back there. This week,
do you hate Ross Lyon?
I love Ross Lyon.
This is a big week for you, undeniably, because obviously we got a grand final. That's obvious. That much is obvious. You've come on the podcast.
Oh, yeah, we got something this week.
That is huge as well. This is big for. I know. I was really nervous. I didn't have a great sleep last night, and we spent.
I had a great sleep.
I had a twitchy nervous.
I dreamt about Max all night.
Yeah, he told me.
Weird is that?
And Jess, who he's never met.
Also weird.
Yeah. What were you dreaming
Jess
about?
was a nurse.
Yeah. Were you sick?
No. We were having a party at the hospital.
Oh,
it was weird.
Was it like a neo-Gothic, like Berlin-style hospital, like we've spoken about going to one day?
Suicide Circus.
Yeah. Anyway, big week, and you won the. So I run. You've got Ab Club. I've got this morning session called Win the Morning and Win the Day. It's a session that's gone all year.
Which you flogged.
I rode it like a beaten favourite, and we finished up today.
I've recently retired.
It wasn't that recent.
Yeah.
Around the bar.
No one. Yeah. It was interesting how quickly we forgot that you even came. But you came this morning. Let's be honest, I put a lot of corporate pressure on you all year to come. You caved and came this morning. You got the podcast today and then the grand final this week. So talk us through. It's a big week for you. How are you feeling?
Well, it has been a big 24 hours.
Huge.
I made some claims about grand final week.
Yeah.
Probably thinking it was unlikely we'll get here. But how great is it we are here?
So great.
I followed through.
Yeah.
I did go to Win the Morning this morning. And
did it live up to expectations?
No, it was horrifically bad. And before you butt in, it is a big difference from, waking up at 4 a.m. to leave Fitzroy to get to Casey. It's, 3 degrees.
Yep.
That's just a no-brainer for me. As opposed to 22 degrees at 8 a.m. walking, 16 metres from my room to the pool.
Oh, I'm not.
So it was an easy decision this morning.
And I found leaving at 4 a.m. to get there in 3 degrees, and then it was horrifically unorganised.
Yeah,
that just
it's
made
a bit of a
me
slap
go.
to the face, isn't it?
I think the word you were looking for, Max, is disorganised. But let's.
What did I say?
Unorganised.
Anyway,
let's. But you came this morning, and now you've come on the podcast. So, what's the build-up for your week like? How are you feeling about playing in the grand final?
Yeah, well, it's a few extra commitments than I otherwise would have had.
It sounds like an inconvenience to you, Ed.
Well, it is. I think I would have been out on the golf course probably now, or bouldering.
Yeah, one of the two. Where's the nearest bouldering joint?
Not far. 10 minutes.
Keeping it close to himself, isn't he? There's one in Joondalup.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Well, not.
Didn't think it was the hipster capital of Fremantle, of Perth.
It's certainly not the hipster capital.
And are you excited to play it this weekend, or is it just like another game?
Yeah, talk to us about grand final.
I am incredibly excited. I didn't think I would be this excited for a game of football. having not experienced much success,
Yep.
it was never really a huge motivating thing for me.
Yep.
I mean, obviously, you know, you want to win and play well and all that sort of stuff, but it never was a big driving factor for me in where I went when I came back and all that stuff. But being here now, I'm
You're like,
incredibly
well done.
excited.
Well done, Ed. Good move. That's what you're telling yourself?
Yeah.
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 Can you share what Choco, so obviously there's some great battles this week. Chaka Bontempelli,
That's a mouth-watering.
Oliver McRae, Liberatore Viney. These are all obviously subject to change. Choco has just gone past Ed and said he is involved in the most pivotal matchup, which will decide the game if Lockie Hunter wins the battle or if Ed Langdon wins the battle. So that's an advocate for Wingers Club right there. But
Oh, mate. Well,
Yeah. I mean, it's unlike Choco to, you know, put incredible amounts of pressure in the game. Yeah, you know, it was a passing comment. He said, you beat Lockie Hunter this week and we win. I think there's a few more critical matchups that
so if
we Lockie Hunter.
if we do walk off the ground with a loss, which we don't want to think about, I can come straight to you.
Yeah, it'll be on me.
Okay, beautiful.
It will be on me.
And well, that's just about all the questions we've got to ask. We thought it would be interesting. Obviously, this has been built up, and you know, a bit of angst on both sides. I think it's fair to say both sides of the table. We've answered. You've played along. You've been great. Are there any questions you've got for us that you? Because I know we had a little word up earlier in the week, and I said if there's anything you want to talk about, feel free to bring it up. It's open dialogue.
Yeah, well, thank you for giving me the forum to ask these questions. And we already have touched on my one question was going to be where the hell is my
Is you
car?
keep going.
Which we're going to work on.
Also, you
So you actually don't have it?
I swear to God, I don't have it. Do you not know? You don't know who's got it. You swear you don't know who's got it. You've no idea.
I have no idea. It's eating me alive.
Is it really? So it's the.
I know it's got to be one of the 3 or 4 suspects I've got.
Jeez, I know. I honestly, I don't know. I'm happy to help because I think
I
I
know
might
you
know.
know.
I think I might know, but it
You
could have
do know.
changed.
You've been on for 6 months.
The last time, no. So
What
last
sort
time,
of person steals another man's Cape Cup?
I don't know. Look, that's a great point. I'm certainly. I don't know who's got it at the moment.
I'm
I could
about
give
to
you
take
the
my
names.
Cape Cup I gave to Max back.
Did you?
Please don't.
Did you give that to him? Could I have one?
Well, it was sort of a... You sort of just took it.
Yeah, he sort of gave it to me for a coffee one day and I never gave it back.
And then, ironically, I paid for the next 15 coffees for him in my own cup.
The irony.
Power move.
And,
I did well, didn't I?
power move. So you're a Hamish and Andy listener, or
I'm aware of their segments and
yeah, okay,
and whatnot.
The influence on popular culture.
Well, I hope we did this justice. This is as big
You've
as
no more questions other than the where.
Yeah, I hope I haven't let you down with what you wanted out of this.
This is as big as Oprah Winfrey when she did Lance Armstrong.
100%.
There was so much pressure on myself and Gus
Do
to
you have
nail
any
this interview.
groundbreaking takes? Like he obviously came out and said he was he cheated for all his big cycling races. What they call
I
them.
thought you were pointing at Max then. I thought.
No. That's what he came out and dropped that bomb. Do you have any bombs to drop on us? Like, I mean, anything of that level?
No. I will say, watch this space. It's a bit of exciting coffee news coming soon.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Not to plug any, future.
Well, we've actually. You would let secrets out of the cat's out of the bag. You greenlit the sponsorship deal with the Langdon Coffee Merchants.
I will also say I didn't. I certainly don't have
Your name's on the cup, mate.
the
I think
authority
if
to.
yeah, you
approve
absolutely.
that
You have
deal.
naming
Absolutely.
rights.
Well, yeah.
It's like some coffee stuff in the works.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's exciting times
For the coffee industry, or just your little neck of it.
Oh, that is exciting.
It is exciting. It's been sort of 12 months in the making for me.
We'll get Spargs over
Spargs
to you
being
at some
fun.
point just to talk about
I will
deals.
have authority in the next.
We'd
one.
love to get you up to platinum tier 1 type stuff.
How do I get there? I wasn't I platinum.
No, you go first tier, top tier,
okay.
tier 1.
Zurich's platinum.
You finished. Oh, we're done. I think it went really well. What we're reflecting in the moment. Did you have was it what you thought it was going to be? Did we do better than?
It was a well-oiled machine.
Happy with it?
Very happy with it. I was a bit disappointed because, I did get told there might be a Who Wants to Be a Millionaire segment.
Yeah. Well, look,
I
that's
don't
the
know
carrot.
who-
So you want to do that? Come back next time.
Who knocked that back?
We didn't
'Cause I
tell you
got
that we were going to
promised
call
that.
Porter, did we? No, that's a segment as well. We could call Paul.
Oh, that would be great.
Last time it went terribly. I'm
went
pretty sure
terribly last
he picked up the phone, crapped himself, and then swore, and then had to hang up. So that went terribly. But
Well, for those at home, hopefully you've enjoyed it.
I had a brilliant time, Ed. Thank you very much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
For playing, with us and having a good time.
And hashtag Happy E.
Happy E. Look, that's going to be logistically difficult. If you really want it, we can make
That
the
was
change.
the plan. Make it as difficult as possible for it to stick.
Would you come on again, having been on once?
Yeah. If I've got something to talk about.
Well, I look forward to it, Edward. Thanks very much.
Yeah, thank you.